Hi, how are you doing? I don't know how I'm doing, really. Like, a lot has been happening. I just don't know how I'm going to get through this. It's just so much. Yeah.
So, what if those cars could turn into bloom? Hi everyone, I'm Malinga Chris, and we're gonna be talking about Scars of Bloom and the author who is Ordina Chanda, a second year student at the Copperbelt University studying bioinformatics. Let's check it out. So, with me, I have a few guests.
Hi guys, my name is Mambo Walia. I'm a close friend to Dina Chanda, and I've worked with her in the ministry before. We have a discussion about the book, and I really enjoyed my share of the book, and I really want you guys to know it. So grab a book and follow me on my socials.
Hello, guys. My name is Ryan the Poet, and I've been acknowledged in the book Scars of Bloom, and I'm happy to be part of the project. You can find me on all social media platforms: YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok.
Hi, my name is Gladys Mlenga and I am Odina Chanda's friend. Honestly, reading this book has been one of the best experiences ever because nowadays we go through a lot of trials, but after reading this book, I actually discovered that no matter what you're going through, things might be okay.
Hi, guys. My name is Nicolene Moyo, and I'm so happy to be here to be part of the book written by Ordina Chanda, my baby. Scars of Bloom. I've been acknowledged in this book, and I'm so happy. I can't wait for you guys to have it.
Hi guys, I'm Trisha Mukuka, one of Ordina Chanda's friend. I knew her from the Kingdom Hall. I've actually had the opportunity to speak with her, and she's a very passionate person. She knows what she's doing. She writes, and this is the book she wrote. It's a very good book, and I recommend that you read it.
Hi everyone, my name is Mukosha and I'm one of Odina Chanda's friends. So Odina is a person who is creative, she is lively, she is bold, and she actually wrote this amazing book called Scars of Bloom, and you can actually see all of those amazing qualities about her really reflected in this book. It's not just one of those novels you pick up and you just read and put away, but it's a book that will captivate you. It tells a wonderful story about love, about sacrifice, about resilience. So if you're like me, a person who loves reading novels that just get you hooked and read them over and over, I suggest you get a copy because definitely I'm keeping this in my bookshelf.
So, we have a few questions here. Our first question states, if you were to define the author in 3 words, what would they be?
If I could describe her in 3 words, I'd say creative, lively, and caring.
Okay, so what do you think drives her to keep writing and to be creative?
Odina keeps on writing and being more creative because she's empathetic, she feels for others. Therefore, she would want more people to know how they can handle their issues, especially their trauma and their distress.
Okay, so she would like to help people deal with their trauma and stress. Okay, our next question is, what legacy do you think she's trying to leave behind with her writing this book, especially?
Odina wants to be that kind of person who leaves change in the world because nowadays people feel like trauma and distress and pain and every other thing that they go through is supposed to make them end their lives. And I feel like Odina is just trying to create more awareness by letting people know that trauma or whatever we go through, either death or a loss of a loved one, is not something that can make us stop living. Rather, we should keep on living because even our scars can bloom.
Okay, yeah, life has to continue. We have to turn scars into bloom. Okay, so the next question is, do you think there's a connection between the theme of the book and the author? What do you guys think?
Okay, so I feel there's a connection because it takes one to feel to be able to write.
Yes, I think, not that I think, I know there's a connection between the name, the title of the book and the author because The main thing about this book is healing and rebirth, and that's where she found her voice.
So, what was your first reaction when you saw the cover of the book, Scars of Bloom?
Okay, as a reader, when you look at the cover on the perspective, you can greatly understand it to say, just looking at the title, that is a mixture of emotions, Scars of Bloom. So, from the time I read it on my first attempt, I can say it's a ride of mixed emotions, and when you go deeper, you can say uh, it has a great huge essence of hope in it. Hope in it.
Okay, so my first impression when I saw the cover page of Scars of Bloom, I actually understood one thing. Because looking at the page, it has roses, and then at the same time, it has roots that can actually harm a person. But we see that the roses are actually coming out from the same roots, which actually showed me to say, whatever I'm going through right now can actually make me become more and more experienced, and I can actually become happy. I can be happy based of the things that I've gone through, and I can be more and more positive about life because I will know that it doesn't just end there.
Alright, so since you read the book, what character and what scene affected you the most?
Okay, so in the book, the character that really affected me the most was the scene when Will was leaving Malodine by the orphanage door. So in that scene, Will, Will was trying to protect the child from any future harm that can happen and was making sure that he keeps his promise to Dorothy about keeping the child safe and raising him right. But at that point, Malodine, only knowing that Will is the guardian, who is supposed to take care of him, thought that he was being abandoned. And the part where he was begging him to not leave made my heart ache because it felt like a child thought he was going to be abandoned. And the character that really touched me was Will, actually, because the pain of losing a loved one, in fact, two loved ones, and discovering a new person to take care of, to the point where that person isn't ready to reach out, but he's trying his best to ignore everything outside his world, because at that case he didn't know whether he was safe himself, but he decided to take on a child which he didn't even know where she came from. But he was trying his best to at least reach her because she looked like she was very scarred and traumatized from everything that happened around her.
This one sounds like she's read the book like twice or thrice. But anyways, let's move on to the next question. So, do you believe people can heal from their scars and still find love again? Do you think so?
I think people who are broken and scarred can definitely find love and live in it, but that there's definitely going to be a lot of issues, a lot of trust issues, because these people have been broken and scarred before. But with the right amount of love and care, yeah, they can find love and they can stay in it.
Yes, I do feel broken people have room or can be able to find love again because, uh, like I said, it all depends with the person within. You know, if they have time to, it depends with what they choose to accept and what they want to do after everything they've gone through. You know, we have to learn from those mistakes for us to choose who we want to be, and that will help us heal and be able to see life in a different way, and of course change and attract the right people towards us. So there's room for that, yeah.
So typically, it's going to be difficult for someone who's broken to find love again, but it is possible. For as long as they're exposed to the right approach, this means the right people. There are people in this world that are able to reach someone's heart. So with the right words, the right approach, and the right people in the person's direction, the person will be able to find love again.
So, this was just a glimpse about the author and the book. One, two, three, go. Let's
Let's
bloom
bloom
our
our
scars.
scars.